Hi, I just wanted to kind of talk about what everybody else is currently talking about. Um, Congrats to Andy. Despite the fact that, my experience recently hasn't been much better than Mike's. My first game has broken even based on how much I paid for the music and some art. But as to the amount of time I spent programming it, gone. I I've not been paid for that at all. Um, Other thing I wanted to talk about was component-based stuff. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I haven't bothered with my own stuff. My current gaming engine is archaic. It could have been written in the 90s. It's incredibly simplistic. I have base unit objects that I derive child objects from, and then I just create a list of those objects, using virtual uh, uh, functions through pointers, and just go down the list every frame. Update this object, draw this object. Um, Component-based architecture is interesting to me, but it requires so much front-end programming before I would actually start making a game, and I don't feel like doing it for the level of game that I'm currently trying to make. Indeed, I am tempted to get even simpler, and go down Mike Hamill's path and just do everything in Flash, because that would be simple, and it might actually make some money. Can't talk about my own stuff, but I will talk about Gaslamp Games Dungeons of Dreadmore. It's out. It's $5, which is the same price as my game, but their game is much, much better than mine, and it's available on Steam, so you should buy their game first. There is a book. It's probably going to be hard to find now. I snapped it up right away because the author was someone I knew personally. It's Mike McShaffrey's Game Coding Complete, second edition. In it, he details a component object model and a model view controller style system with everything being done with messages and objects being able to send messages to the system to do things like create new objects when they die, so you can have a grenade object that gets thrown. It's got a timer on it. When it dies, it creates a damage object and an explosion graphic object. That sort of system is way more flexible than what I'm doing, and for a good intro to it, that's the book you want, in my opinion. Like I said, it's probably going to be hard to find now, but it would definitely be worth it. My current framework has immediate mode GUI. It has a simple update draw for each object paradigm. Oh, I used that word. It has very simple messaging, which can be written to a log so that I can do replays. And it's got everything. It's just none of it's to the point where it probably should be. And like I said earlier, I'm too tired to write that. I just want to make my game. So I've been shortcutting everything. And this is probably why I got kicked out of the gaming industry. Um, so I know I just suggested a book, but with a book, you still have to write the code yourself. Does anyone know of a middleware solution for this? A middleware game uh, engine that uses component-based architecture and model view controller and all that groovy modern stuff that's supposed to make things so much easier. Um, if so, I'd like to know about it. Um, and I'm starting on my second game. I'm doing a prototype. I'm doing it as a 40-hour game, as in I have 40 working hours to finish this prototype. This is how Inaria started, my first game. Oh my god, I talked about my own stuff. I'm so sorry. Um, but that is how it started. And I'm hoping that after the 40 hours are done, I'll have something that's fun that can be expanded into a real product. Congratulations, Andy. I'm sorry, Hamumu. And let's keep plugging. Nothing else we can do. It's like I said in one of my earlier video blogs. We do it because we're crazy. There is no other explanation. Night.